here goes this guy. Got this coil on it, around 300 kilohertz, right? So it's pushing it for the bricks that I'm using. Input capacitance on all four of those combined is pretty ridiculous. Way more gate drive power requirement for that bridge. And so far, I've brought it up just enough to get feedback, and that's what the gate drive looks like. So it's pretty shit. But technically speaking, I feel like it should be able to sort of kind of pull it off, right? I'm using this little 5 amp regulator, and you know, I can set it up to 5 amp CC, but the CC light does blink every pulse, right? So that might not be the best choice, but that's actually what I'm using in the other one over there, right? It does the same thing, but the gate drive doesn't really seem to suffer. In this case, so far I've brought it up a little bit. It seemed like something was just not right in the feedback. So again, I might be running into a similar issue that I had before. I'm bringing up the voltage now, so I'm at like 40 some volts, right? And you know, no noticeable output. About 65 here, I get the tiniest little bit that comes out, right? And I'm not sure what the ramp actually looks like, but I've just got the generator just set to the highest amplitude. The on time is, I don't know, something like halfway up, right? Got this scope over here just kind of checking out the voltage in the air. So that's about, you know, it's a little bit under 300 kilohertz. I gotta go way up in the voltage. So another thing is also I get interference, so where I don't have a OCD CT hooked up yet, but it will kick in when the field gets strong enough. So again, I got all that little stuff going on, but you can see I'm already at let me put it, I'm like 120 input, right? And I get sort of this little ramp. Whatever the cause is, feedback, you know, whatever, I might have a bunch of delays going on. It's just not working all that great. So I have two options. I could try to throw the PLL feedback back on, kind of like I did with the other one. I must have done that for a reason. So I'm just going to kind of crank the voltage up to maybe like 200 on the bus just real quickly just to see what it does, right? All right, cut the light. So again, I think I've got like 1200 volt bricks right there. So I don't know, no telling. But I'm just gonna again have a fairly high on time, peak amplitude all the way up. So again, that's about like 100, and I can change the on time. It's all the way up right now. Bring it back down. So I'm gonna put it right there again, just kind of bring up the voltage just briefly, because again, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but this just doesn't seem right. I feel like that might have actually been streaking going on. So maybe that's what it was, some kind of streaking. Right, so as I bring it up some more, I can get some ramps out of that thing. I guess it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, so once I sort of briefly bring it, you know, I don't want to bring it up too high, sort of briefly bring it to about 200, then I'll start to get those ramps, right? Yeah, so there's some kind of weird, I can't see where that's coming from. That's like 175, right? and it seemingly randomly wants to pop. And again, I'm not sure what that is, but I would like to bring the voltage up a lot more, but I can't because of whatever that popping is, right? And then slowly drain it down there so it really doesn't pull anything until you get to about 75, right? So while I kind of get the impression that I could just bring the voltage on that on the caps up to like 250, and then it looks like I would get pretty, I don't know, fairly decent arcs, right? That just don't sound right to me. So something's going on. I got to figure out what it is. It like sort of works, but not really. Which this is probably what I'm going to do. I decided this is how I'm going to put this mini block bridge together. There's other ways to sort of get, nice overlapping planes and stuff going on, but kind of feel like that'd be a lot of work and it'd be real hard to just access everything. So I just decided to do this, like, screw it. Use some copper bus bars, just kind of cut them into shape. And what I'm going to do is just kind of throw this random draft together. I still got to like drill and tap heatsink here, but I'm just going to try this out. So I've just sort of thrown these on. I was using little connectors like this on the gates for the other bridge. So I'm just going to unplug those, plug those in here, and just kind of compare to see what's going on. Is it something going on with that bridge? Is it just not cutting it? Whereas this should be a whole lot easier to drive, or is it something going on with the actual driver itself? Which at this point I kind of feel like it might be the driver.